I grew up on a prairie Saskatchewan farm where it was flat as a table. And then I went skiing. I fell in love with the sport of skiing when I was about 11. I was at the awards banquet for the ski club I was in. Nancy Greene, who had won a gold medal and a silver medal in the '68 Olympics, came to the banquet to present the trophies. And I had never won a race. I mean, I was finishing 50th and 60th and 90th. I was not a good racer. But I was trying as hard as I could and working as hard as I could. Most improved skier of the year, Jim Hunter. I walked to the front and I looked at Nancy Greene and I just went, wow, what am I doing here? And then she did something which changed me forever. She handed me the trophy and then she put her hands on my face. She was holding my face and she said, do you think you could be a World Cup ski racer? I said, yes. Do you think you could be an Olympian? I said, yes. Do you think you could win a medal? I said, yes. She just kind of grabbed me and looked right at me as if she was looking through me and says, then go do it. Go do it. From that moment on, all I did was focus on being an Olympic athlete. Becoming an Olympic skier where it's flat as a table, how are you going to do that? We live on the prairies, there are no hills. I realized that no matter what I was doing on the farm, that every job I did was a way to become a best skier. I could do pre-jumps on the seat of the tractor, jumping 6 feet in the air in a crouch, and then landing on the seat, steering, and then jumping again, and then steering, and then jumping again, and then steering. I used to count them. I could do 1,500 pre-jumps in a mile. That's 2 kilometers. All I did was train 14 hours a day on the tractor. And then I would stop and I would imagine myself at the start of a race. I'm at the start at the Olympic Games. Okay, this is Innsbruck. Okay, it's really steep. Steep, get in your crouch, hold your crouch. And I would play this imaginary game. In many ways, I became a ski racer thinking about it, not actually skiing. I went into that knowing that I had a chance to be in the podium. I had finished in the top 3 in 7 of the 9 training runs. And I woke up the morning of the downhill, the first event, really believing and with all my heart knew that I had a chance to be on the podium. If I did the right things, it would work. Unfortunately, my games ended as quickly as they started. I was taking my last warm-up run on the training course. A German photographer was running across the training course to get to the race course. And I came over the jump and the coach standing on the lip of the bump yelled, "Hey, look out!" And the photographer stopped. I just hit him. I cracked my ribs and ripped my downhill suit and broke my skis. And when I got up, my hands were shaking. I remember standing in the starting gate. My hands are shaking like this, back and forth. My baskets at the bottom are going like this. And the coach is looking at me going, "I'm not letting you race." And I said, "Scotty, I worked for 4 years. You're not stopping me." He had to grab my poles and stop them from shaking, and he shoved it into the snow. I started and was terrified. The adrenaline had gone through me. Everything in me was just shaking. I had to just try and hold on. I ended up not finishing very well. I finished 10th, I believe. The rest of the games were very difficult to try and keep going. athletic people talk about the future. They always talk about what they're going to do, or when they're going to do it, or how they're going to do it. People that generally don't have that outlook in life don't have a healthy outlook. I wanted to go for one more Olympics, but that didn't happen. So. The potential in you to be your greatest is determined by what you do when no one watches. I had the good fortune of being manager of the torch relay for the Olympic Games in Calgary in 1988. We tried to take the spirit of Olympism to Canadians right across the country.